Hello, welcome to Gemstone Tarot. Weekend reading for the 21st and the 22nd. It's all going downhill already and we've only just started. 21st and the 22nd of November 2020. Okay, having a quick look at true facts. Can't say that word because we're on YouTube, but true facts that sound like they're not true facts. Okay, number 100. People say birds are the closest thing to dinosaurs, and they're right. Birds belong to the clade Dinosauria, meaning they share a common ancestor with the dinosaurs. I don't find that very surprising, actually. I find that kind of axiomatic, as they say. Venus spins backwards and no one knows why. I didn't know that. While the rest of the planets in our solar system spin counterclockwise, Venus spins in a clockwise retrograde rotation. Is that true? While there are a few theories about this, no one can say for sure. How amazing! Planets can be ejected from solar systems. Pretty big stuff. Saturn would float on water. You probably know that Saturn is a gas giant. I didn't know that. But did you know the planet is less dense than water? No. If you could find a pool big enough to fit the entire planet, that's a big if though, isn't it? Saturn would float happily on top of it. There you go. Leave me some comments if you want to make a rebuttal. Don't blame me if you do. Rebut it in the comments section. Educate me, let me know. I certainly didn't know that Venus went backwards. I bet you that's conceptual or something. Woo-hoo! Okay, we're using Tarot of the Haircuts. Here in the UK, we're kind of deep into lockdown territory. So it's time for Tarot of the Haircuts or Tarot of the Old Path. Yes. We're not doing reversals. We don't need reversals. We don't feel it today. Interesting. Oh my God. This is a nice reading. Woohoo! Gosh. Everything's coming out. All the spiritual big jobs. The whole 9 yards. All the haircuts, all the hats, and all the hairbands. Oh my God, let me know if you've been doing anything interesting with your Barnet. Yeah, things aren't very different with mine. It's still the same creature that it was before, with a mind entirely of its own. Oh, how interesting. Okay, yes. At the bottom of the deck, one of you asked the other day, by the way, what do you mean at the bottom of the deck? I guess I don't know is the answer to that. Sometimes when you're doing a tarot reading, you just become attracted to the top or the bottom of the deck and you just get this curiosity where you think, I just need to have a peek. And when you need to have a peek, you need to have a peek. And I think as you, sorry, the sun's just blaring in my face. I think as you go along your time as a tarot reader, or you become more experienced or just become a bit more comfortable, you go with your hunches and you peek when you want to peek. So that's just me thinking I need to have a peek at the bottom of the pack. And we are, and it's the Two of Swords. Two of Swords is again this feeling where we're moving into Sagittarius season. I don't know what that is. In fact, it's a bit like this. We're moving into Sagittarius season. This is quite a Sagittarian jumper, you know, it's kind of a bit of a party jumper. It's a bit of an optimistic colour and all that kind of stuff. And we're going to feel that fire, and there's a lot of luck because of Jupiter, and it just feels good. Sagittarian season for me just feels good. It's kind of mutable and fiery, and yeah, makes you want to do a party dance. Then we've got this whole situation with the full moon lunar eclipse in Gemini and all the other astrological stuff that I've already said go and look at an astrologer's page about, and we're kind of pushed back. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. Someone told me an optimist calls that a dance or a cha-cha. That's right, one of you said in the comments section, an optimist calls that a cha-cha. Yeah, actually it is. We're doing the cha-cha. The cha-cha. Okay, we've got two characters, well, three actually, on the table. The King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And these two both look quite serious, and I feel like they're not together. I feel like there's some kind of conflict. I feel like there's a dance-off, you know, Jean-Claude Van Damme style-y. There's a dance-off, let's say, between the Queen of Wands and the King of Swords. King of Swords, very serious chap. You know, it's authority, it's rules, it's seriousness, it's all of that stuff. And the Queen of Wands is this kind of diva-ship and fieriness and individuality, okay? These two things are competing, and then they're coming up with the Two of Swords, where you're locked in a sort of inertia, a battle of inertia. Is that even a word? Inertia. Okay. In the middle of the reading, the Four of Swords, peace, making peace with actually not getting anywhere, I think. But nevertheless, it's kind of is getting somewhere. It's that thing Marianne Wilson said, when nothing is happening, everything is happening. That's where we're at. We may be in some kind of void dip before we get to that eclipse. I'm just going to let that swing. Before we get to the eclipse at the end of the month, I feel like we are in this sort of slight void. Okay, the Death card, which they've called the Close. I like this. Wowzers. That is sunny, isn't it? I may have to employ the curtain in a moment. Hang on. Very technical stuff here at Gemstone Towers. Yay! One flick of the curtain and we're all good. Okay, the Death card. Bye-bye Scorpio energy, but of course it never is bye-bye Scorpio energy, is it? No, it can't be, because astrology is a wheel and all of the planets are doing stuff and all of the signs are doing stuff all of the time. I know that's not the most technical explanation, but it's all alive and it's all working around in cycles. Scorpio energy is moving down while Sagittarian energy is kind of moving in, and it's a bit like this, okay? Then we get the Wheel of Fortune, as we would. I love this. Has come up a lot recently, the Wheel of Fortune. Of course, it's the 10, it's the one collapsing over. It's fortune favours the brave. It's kind of, it feels lucky, actually. I'm just going to put it out there. To me, it feels lucky. I've no idea how that will manifest, but it feels lucky. Next to it, the Two of Cups. Look at those hats. Oh my God, look at those hats. I love those. Cone hats, very nice. Venus in Cancer, a fair exchange of cups, with the Ten of Cups somewhere over the rainbow. Mars in Pisces, ultimate power of the power of happiness. And look who's turned up, old friend with his chainmail balaclava. The Knight of Cups, he has turned up religiously. He's turned up nearly every single reading, just to let us know something good is underneath it all, actually. It's nice. I know that sounds a bit Pollyanna and a bit saccharine, but actually those of you that have watched me for a long time will know that I'm not. I'm really into my animal spirit cards at the moment. So we're just having a bit of animal spirit cardage. I knew that card was coming out. Admittedly, in my head it was a deer. Gazelle, again, I think we had this yesterday. Vulnerability, and it's kind of the masculine feminine for me. Anything for me with antlers represents a kind of a masculine energy, but the gazelle is quite a feminine fluid energy. Maybe with this Two of Cups, it's like a union of masculine and feminine energy. And maybe with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords having a dance-off, maybe a dance-off isn't a fight. You know, maybe a dance-off creates a kinetic energy that moves forward in a cups kind of a way. Okay, we get Octopus. Octopus is a water card, and this is very interesting. There's a lot about octopuses going on in my life at the moment. Octopuses can hide in plain sight, and gazelles need to do the same thing, because a gazelle is quite open in the field and an octopus is quite open in the sea, and octopuses can kind of change themselves, having stripes and stuff, to look like their environment, can't they? They can disappear while being there at the same time. It feels like we need to, with this water, there's a lot of water stuff going on. And what Octopus is about boundaries. Often it's about having emotional tendrils in lots of different places. I feel like there is a need to kind of take your tendrils back. I know octopuses probably don't do that, but there's a need to know, let's say all of us are having a dance off with we're either the Queen of Wands or the King of Swords, or maybe we're a combination of both. And in this dance off, we're kind of wearing ourselves out. There is a dance called the Tarantella, which is in Ibsen's The Doll's House, and the woman at the end just dances like it's like you've been bitten by a spider, and you go round and round and round and round till you kind of collapse in a heap at the end. And I feel like this is taking ourselves out of that whole tarantella, okay? I know this is weird. It's a weird reading this weekend. I really hope you're still with me. And being more like the gazelle. And being like the gazelle is knowing that you are vulnerable, but knowing where your boundaries are, and knowing what your weaknesses and limitations are, and kind of absorbing them and assimilating them, and also standing up for them in some way. Then we get the Cobra. I like this. This feels like, what's the word for it when somebody's audacious? This feels like being audacious, sticking your head above the parapet. Also, of course, there's the whole thing of shakes, shedding skin, snakes shedding skin. I don't know what's wrong with my schnoz and I can't say it. Snake shedding skin, okay? There's something about putting your head above the parapet and standing up for your own vulnerabilities is what I'm trying to say. Whew. Okay. Neither the Queen of Wands nor the King of Swords enjoys revealing their vulnerabilities. One is quite diva-esque and powerful and strong, and does not, like the Queen of Cups appears vulnerable, but the Queen of Wands doesn't. And the King of Swords absolutely is invested in not being so. Grief work at the bottom of the pack. Wow. Okay. For many of us, this is the vulnerabilities. And grief, of course, can cover absolutely anything, a multitude of things. Sometimes it can be grief about the collective. Sometimes it can be individual grief about a family member. You will know where it lies in your life. Can anyone identify that gorgeous butterfly? Or is that where, yeah, it looks like poppies. I love that. You have to have that one as well. Join in, connect. This is about connecting with others who are experiencing the same things, or even not experiencing the same things, but they're also on a human journey as we are. I was going to say butterfly. This oracle card says butterfly. Religion and spirituality, we've pulled this nearly every single day, okay? Again, I think this is about connecting with others in the past through written word, through however you do that, even through the collective ether, of the experiences that they have formed into religion and spirituality, however it resonates for you as an individual or as a collective, okay? This is a really interesting reading. It's very Sagittarian, because Sagittarius kind of rules lateral thinking and philosophy. Oh yes. We get playfulness. Healing with the Angels Oracle card, playfulness. Sagittarius is probably easily the most playful sign, or the sign that may find the energy of playing with energies the easiest. That made no sense at all. Play with the energies. I say this all the time, okay? However it resonates for you, without compromising your own boundaries. Do leave me a comment. Let me know if you could make head nor tail of that. I know the readings have been a bit esoteric recently. things go in waves. Don't worry, it will correct itself. So leave me a comment and let me know how it resonates, and I'll see you soon. Namaste.